This is my $10,000 clone army, and it's probably one of the hardest clone armies in the world to sell because of how many custom minifigures are in it. So now that I've explained why you shouldn't steal this clone army from me, let me show you what it's made up of. This clone army is made possible by none other than Jango Fett, guys. That's right, and also the other people on this base plate, including the Cloud City Boba Fett right here that isn't actually real. And to prove that he isn't real, if he was real, I wouldn't have done that. Starting with the real clones that were actually printed by LEGO, we have the iconic 501st. We have every single version that LEGO made, including regular 501st, the Jet Troopers, and every single one from the more recent battle pack. We also have the 332nd, and two of them do not have helmet holes, including this one and this one. In the back, we have Commander Fox and the Bark Trooper. I hate this minifig. You know, I'm just gonna, just like everyone else, I got addicted to the Clone and Droids battle pack, and I shouldn't have bought so much because what the heck am I gonna do with all these clones? I also put the purple 187th clones on this base plate, and here are the airborne troopers that you guys probably definitely want to see, all the purple clones that are not canon, because I don't know why LEGO made these, to be honest. We also have Commander Cody in the 212, and these 212 troopers that I have a lot of are inaccurate because why are they not orange like these ones? These are yellow. Why did I buy so many of these? Next to the Phase 1 Codys, we have Phase 2 Cody and a bunch of the new 212 troopers, which, other than the helmet holes, they actually look pretty solid. We have some of the realistic style too, which actually look a little better in my opinion. And then there's a random pilot back here who isn't part of the 212, but he's chilling with them for some reason. The best airborne trooper is this guy right here, the 2020 style airborne trooper. I love this guy. And then we have a bunch of the cheaper ones that came in the battle pack. A gunner from 2014, two more gunners back here, and then in between them we have some of these expensive, realistic style, just plain Phase 2 clones. I have two Geonosis airborne troopers and none of the regular Geonosis troopers, but I do have the regular Kashyyyk troopers along with the Kashyyyk scout troopers, which I like a little bit more, actually a lot more. And of course, we have three Neos. Just kidding, I don't have any Neos because these are Bark Troopers. Call them the right name. That literally in the LEGO set, he's called a Bark Trooper and no one calls him that. Imagine not being called by your real name. That's crazy. You have to deal with that all the time. Then we have two ARF troopers. Get debated, there's also a whole row of these guys that are Horn Company ARF troopers. And what about the regular Horn Company troopers? Here we go. We've got three of them. Actually, four. Oh gosh, I have four of them. I also have two pilots and a bunch of Bomb Squad troopers and two Senate Commandos. And these are the animated style. They're not the cheap ones. These are actually more expensive, but no one really can tell the difference, to be honest. And this captain is staring at Commander Gree because of that one arc when he was like, yeah, I'm gonna betray the Republic and work with Ventress, and then he ends up getting killed, and then Gree like gets knocked out or something. And AP1 clones! Everyone loves AP1 clones, guys. Everyone loves it. What the heck is there's a workout clone trooper in here? Then there's some Phase 1 clone gunners, and oh my gosh, there's another workout clone trooper. This one's in the realistic style, just like all of these clones right here. And look at that, we've got a clone sergeant who's leading, I don't know how many clones they're supposed to lead, but this is how many clones he's leading today. Then we have a large army of commanders, and I don't know why LEGO was like, yeah, let's like have them army build these guys. But we do have a lot of the newer, somewhat new Phase 1 clones, along with yes, another workout clone. I mentioned before that everyone likes AP1 clones, right? And what if I told you I have custom AP1 clones as well? These clones from Red Mill Custom are so cool. So we have Rex, Umbara Squad, Red Eye, and a regular 501st clone. And yes, we have more 501st. We have Denel and Kano, and I think a lot of people probably get these guys mixed up, because I for sure do, because they look how similar they look. Like if Denel didn't have macros on right now, I'd be super confused. And behind them we have Tango Company, and I believe all of the members of Tango Company are still technically part of the 501st. And yes, of course, we have the 212. We have upgraded Phase 1 Cody, we have Waxer, we have Boyle. Imagine if LEGO made both of these, that would be crazy. Cries, who probably gets that name because he cries a lot, and a regular 212th trooper. Also, Phase 1 Bly. LEGO, please make Phase 1 Bly. He's in front of a 327th Star Corps trooper and a 91st trooper. Then we have the Wolf Pack. We have both dark bluish gray and sand blue. As you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different kinds of Phase 1 Commander Wolf, 2 versions of Sinker, 2 Comets, 2 Boosts, 2 Wolfpack Troopers, and behind them is the 41st, including this upgraded version of Commander Gree, Buzz and Draw, and a regular 41st Trooper. And behind them we have the Coruscant Guard, including Commander Fox, Commander Stone, Lieutenant Thayer, Rise, and Jack. I probably got Rise and Jack confused, and a Coruscant Riot Trooper. All the way to this side we have some GCC. Starting with the 501st, we have Captain Rex, an older version of Captain Rex, and what the heck? Smiley Rex. Then ARC Troopers, including Jesse, Fives, and Echo. Then the whole Umbara squad. Blue Commander Fox, a 501st Bark Trooper, 501st Airborne Trooper, then Vaughn, a 332nd Trooper, and a 332nd Bark Trooper. I also modified some of the 501st Battle Pack minifigures to make them look a little better. And here's an example of what one of them looks like. Here's like a heavy trooper. He has dual molded legs. He has like an actual good looking backpack, just an overall better minifig. And what is this? We have the Wolf Pack again. We have Phase 2 Wolf, Phase 2 Sinker, Phase 2 Comet, Phase 2 Boost, and Phase 2 regular Wolfpack Trooper, and then an alt color. This is what the Wolfpack Troopers would have looked like if all of them wouldn't have died that one time, which caused them to make their colors just gray because they were mourning the loss of their brothers. Okay, that got kind of deep, but oh, I forgot the Camino Security Captain or Commander, whatever this guy is. He looks cool. Also great figure. And if LEGO would have actually done a really good job making Bly in the 327 Star Corps, this is what they would have looked like. Then there's a better looking Commander Fox, Commander Thorn, and a Shock Trooper. I almost forgot about this Airborne Trooper who's from the Coruscant Guard as well. Then there's a better looking 212th Trooper and Commander Cody. It would have been pretty cool if LEGO made him like this. I forgot what this black one is called, but it's like an inverted 212th Trooper basically. An Imperial Elite Squad Trooper and Imperial Commander Cody. Then there's Commander Gree and 241st Troopers, a 187th Jet Trooper, a Doom Trooper and 442nd Airborne Trooper, a Shiny Gasoline Clone Trooper, 2 different unique versions of Grunt clones, a Phase 2 Commander, 2 versions of Wilco from the Bad Batch. The only difference is the pauldron. Then this row is a bunch of unique GCC clones that they've made over the years, and in the back is a Weber Bricks Commando. For all of you guys who are like, ew, customs, I don't like custom clones, here's some more regular official clone troopers. As you can tell, I love OG Phase 2 clones. Some of these are the rare version that came out in 2010. This is the old one, and this is the 2010 one. The old 220 what the heck? This is the OG 327 Star Corps Trooper and some Shock Troopers. And Micah, why did you make an extra row of Star Corps Troopers? It's because they have an epic pauldron on it that makes it worth like $15 more or something crazy. This one does not have a pauldron made by LEGO though. This one is from Jonak Toys, and it looks better because it was printed more recently than like 2007 or whatever. Behind them are some 91st Recon Troopers, and in front of them are some expensive 41st clones that are like worth like $40 or something. Except for this one, which has magnets on it, which makes it worth like 20 probably. Before I forget, I also have a bunch of pilots, but no one really cares about them. At least they're better than this pilot, if you know what I mean. Then we have some totally real OG Phase 1 clones that are totally not decaled by me. And oh look, it's a workout clone trooper. I also have 3 other custom OG clones right here, and 2 OG Phase 1 41st troopers. Almost forgot about this guy. He's worth a lot of money, but it's purely just because of his jetpack. Then we have more OG clones. These do kind of look like official clones, but trust me, I made them with decals. This one is, I think, called a prototype OG clone, and this is probably one of the most unique ones from the batch. Then there's a variety of 501st and a bunch of other ones that I just don't feel like naming. You probably know the names of most of these. These are some commandos and other Phase 1s. And all of these clones right here are featured in my 100 clone troopers that LEGO never made part 2 video. If you want to watch that, that's linked right here. And to the right of that base plate, we have a ton of other decaled minifigs. At this point, it would be kind of ridiculous for me to name all of these clones. So here is the 501st. We have some 332nd. Behind them and to the side of them, there are some 212th. Then there's some Wolf Pack and some 13th Troopers and some Doom Troopers. Okay, I have to talk about this one because this is what real Mace Windu Troopers look like. They don't look like this. They are supposed to look like this. We have a 442nd Trooper and a ton of different Shock Troopers. troopers, a 91st trooper in Neo, a variety of 327th troopers, a bunch of iconic commandos that a lot of you guys might recognize, especially if you play Republic Commando. And these are some battle damage grunts that I would actually really love to see LEGO make. There's some helmet hole clones right here that I experimented with, some pilots that are phase 2 pilots, some grunts including some airborne troopers, and the rest of the row is kind of just random. Then we have Hauser and a bunch of clones from the Bad Batch, a Camino security clone and a bunch of Wolfpack troopers. And for the rest of these clones, I'm just gonna let you look at them because a lot of them are repeat clones. On this base plate, you can see it is just as random as the last one. These 5 rows right here are all just UV printed minifigures with pad printed helmets, and it looks like half of this row is also like that too. Right here we have a random Avengers clone, and behind him are Zone Troopers because they're made with like Frozone bodies, and I decaled on top of them to make this abomination. Behind them are a phase 1 212 trooper and phase 1 501st trooper, both made by Sandstorm Customs. And because I didn't have enough space over on that base plate, I put 4 more Redmo custom minifigures right here. And the rest of these clones on this base plate, I'm either currently selling or plan on selling. For these 4 rows, just honestly go to my website and you'll be able to see them. If you can't find them, they're probably in a blind bag. And these golden clones right here might be sold on Tom the Builder's website, but I saw that GCC is actually making some, so maybe I will just be selfish and keep them all. And on this last base plate, we have like just a ton of random decaled clone troopers. Some of my favorites are Rex, Commander Wolf, and these 2 commandos and Captain Vaughn right there. They just look so freaking good, man. Then right beside them, we have a row of knockoffs. Yeah, I'm gonna have to explain myself, aren't I? There are actually 2 rows of knockoff minifigs, which are from Republic Customs. And I got into his stuff because I just really love this pilot helmet that he has. And also, look, Galactic Marines that are actually better than LEGO. Like, that's actually crazy. But now he's just sending minifigures to me for free because he has my P.O. box. So I just acquired all of those recently. Honestly, they actually look pretty solid for knockoffs. And the last knockoff minifigs are Captain Vaughn, which actually these are made by LEGO. They actually aren't knockoff, believe it or not. they look like they're knockoffs, but we'll just throw them over there. Then we have some exclusive decaled minifigures and my first batch of custom minifigures that I ever made. Look how bad this guy looks. That's where I started, guys. And now I can make minifigs that look like this. And this whole row right here is just complete hodgepodge. Most of them are made with official parts, and then there are these ones that are made with all official parts that are just like mixed between 2 styles of clones. And then in this last row, we have Winter Captain Rex, Endor Captain Rex, and the Bad Batch. I also have their shuttle right here. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the newest TX-130s, as well as one of the older ones, which unfortunately, it's getting yellow. No! I also have 2 ATTEs, the older gunship from, I don't even know which year this one's from, and the newest Coruscant gunship. All of the clones that I'm selling on this base plate are currently 20% off on my website. Everything is on clearance, so you have limited time to actually buy things before they go out of stock, and I'm not restocking. I'm currently closing down my business because I want to focus more on making YouTube videos and not upload like once every 2 or 3 months. I feel like YouTubers need to disclose this more at the end of these kinds of videos, but building an army of this size is not practical for most people. YouTubers like me get minifigures for discounted prices or even for free, and we use those minifigures in videos all the time, which ends up making us money. Our armies are a big investment and a tool for our channels. But for most people, doing the same thing would cost them much more money, and they wouldn't make any of it back unless if they tried to sell it all, and it's kind of hard to do that without a big platform to do that. Just watching videos like this is completely fine though. I just want to make sure you're spending your money wisely. Feel free to collect casually. You don't need to live up to the ridiculous standards of social media to be happy.